When I moved into Sandpiper Oaks, a neighborhood where lawns were measured with more scrutiny than bank loans, I thought the worst thing I'd deal with was passive-aggressive emails about holiday decor exceeding seasonal guidelines. Turns out, I underestimated the HOA's passion for control. I'd lived there only 3 weeks when they slipped a note under my door. No pets allowed. 0 exceptions. The irony was almost laughable because I'd already agreed to foster 2 small rescue dogs from a shelter I volunteered with. Both were older, terrified of loud noises, and about as threatening as warm muffins. I figured if I kept them quiet and well-walked, no one would know. But the HOA president, Marlene, who had binoculars glued to her window as if she were monitoring hostile boarders, knew. She caught me during a morning walk and delivered her verdict with the same energy someone might use to announce a prison sentence. "No pets," she said. "Rules are rules." Normally, I don't fight battles I can avoid, but those dogs had been abandoned twice already. Surrendering them again wasn't an option. So, I did what any sensible HOA-exhausted adult with a law degree gathering dust would do. I read the bylaws. Every single page. And that's when I found it. Buried in a section nobody had updated since the mid-90s was a clause stating that animals used for charitable or community services cannot be prohibited from temporary residence. That meant therapy dogs, police dogs, and, wait for it, rescue fosters. Not only were they allowed, the HOA was required to support the resident in reasonable accommodations necessary for community benefit. I printed the page and marched straight to the next HOA meeting. Marlene tried to argue. "You can't possibly think this applies to—" "Oh, it applies," I said. "And legally, you're obligated to assist." The room went silent. A few neighbors hid smiles behind their hands. Someone even whispered, "Finally." A week later, I didn't just have permission to keep the 2 dogs, I had permission to foster as many rescues as needed, as long as I informed the HOA. And here's the delicious part. The board had to provide reasonable support, which I clarified to mean supplying food, blankets, and waste bags for the rescue animals. To their horror, the HOA's budget, mostly used for unnecessary fountain repairs and Marlene's obsession with seasonal flower rotations, now had a mandatory line item labeled Animal Care Supplies. Marlene still hands me the monthly delivery with the enthusiasm of someone passing a kidney stone, but rules are rules. Word spread, and soon our neighborhood had become unexpectedly involved with the shelter. Retired neighbors stopped by to help with walks, a veteran down the street adopted one of my fosters, even kids started collecting spare change for dog treats. What began as a battle of wills became the most compassionate corner of Sandpiper Oaks. And every time I watch Marlene unload a 50-pound bag of kibble from her pristine SUV, I can't help but smile. Sometimes the best way to change a community is to make it feed it.